Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Janet Cresson. You know, on Talk of the Town here, we enjoy meeting with old friends and making new ones alike. And today's no different. Today we bring back Vicki McCarthy. She's from Madison Community Montessori School. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And you know, I always love the tips that you have, whether it's helping infants get started in our world, or maybe our school-age children getting out the door with calm and order and feeling organized. And so I'm really looking forward to our discussion today.
Great.
And today we're talking about your elementary program.
Yes. So at Madison Community Montessori School, we start at 12 months, but we go all the way through 8th grade. And our elementary and 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade population is just about half of our total school population. So we have mixed age groups in Montessori. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade are together in our lower elementary environment. 4th, 5th, and 6th grade are together in our upper elementary environment. And then 7th and 8th grade is separate in our adolescent program.
So these mixed age groups, that's actually kind of a hallmark of Montessori method, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I love that idea because obviously the older kids learn how to mentor the little ones, and the little ones can look and see it's doable and maybe have a little hero to follow. Mm-hmm. What a great plan. So let's talk about the actual classroom itself.
So a lot of times when people come into our Montessori classrooms, they recognize that they look a little bit different than a traditional setting. And sometimes people will say they look a little bit more like a library or a home environment. Our environments are specifically designed to meet the psychological characteristics of the children at that age. And so elementary children are very social, and they like to do big collaborative work. And so you'll find lots of larger tables rather than individual desks, and then large open wide carpet spaces so that children can be on the floor working on something really huge. You also won't find a teacher at the front of the room teaching the whole class at the same time. When you have a multi-age classroom, the teacher is really just giving lessons to small groups of children, and then she's moving throughout the classroom throughout the day.
That actually sounds like a very inviting environment, doesn't it?
It sure is.
I like that idea. And what are some of the specific materials? Now, I don't know, you brought some props here today, which I love.
Yes. So there are very specific Montessori materials that have been designed to use in the classrooms. In the elementary environment, most of them are used to really foster the transition to abstraction. So here we have a large bead frame, and children will use that to do long multiplication. We have the trinomial cube here, and this is something that children in elementary will be using to explore algebra. We have the language materials as well. I know, it is true, but when you have material there, it makes it a lot easier to wrap your head around.
I think I need one of those.
We have some language materials as well for grammar and sentence analysis. And then in the Montessori classroom, we also have a lot of impressionistic charts, and these really help the child visualize whatever story or lesson the teacher is giving. And so this is an example of a chart for photosynthesis.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. We might need to look at that a little bit later.
Explore that a little bit more together.
And me.
Sounds good.
And so since this is different, this is definitely different from my experience years ago.
Right.
And I bet you hear that a lot.
We do. In fact, another couple of things that prospective parents often ask us about is we don't have any homework, we don't give grades, and we don't do standardized testing. So it is a lot different than what most of us experienced in elementary school.
Now, I've heard that about the Montessori method. So how do teachers keep track of things, whether a child is participating or progressing or things like that?
There's a lot to keep track of. As you can imagine, a group of 27, 29 students, they're multi-age, they're all really learning at their own pace. So first of all, record keeping is paramount. I mean, a teacher has to really be record keeping and tracking and keeping good records of what the children are working on. They also, because children in a Montessori classroom are choosing their own work, they're choosing what interests them, but they're really responsible for also learning what is typically learned in a traditional environment. So we make those standards available for children so that they can be aware of what they're supposed to be learning over the 3 years in the classroom. We also use learning journals, and those are like a written record of how the child has spent his or her day, and it can be a good place to do some goal setting for the day or for the week. And then the other really important part is personal conferences. So a teacher meets one-on-one with each student at least once every 2 weeks to go over what lessons they've had, what lessons they wish to have, how much progress they've been making, maybe setting some timelines with the child so that they can really stay on top of their work. And so those are really the 4 ways where teachers are implementing that process so that it all works.
I heard the word personal in there, and that sounds extremely personal.
Yeah.
What a great way to start a good foundation for the little ones. Well, thank you. We're out of time.
Okay.
I look forward to next time.
Sounds good.
This is Vicki McCarthy of Madison Community Montessori Schools. We'll be right back. We'll be chatting with a Madison distillery next, right after this. I think a lot of us are familiar with Perkins Restaurant. They've been serving us breakfast morning, noon, and night for decades now. With us today, we have the regional manager, Cindy Jerome. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
And for bringing some lovely, lovely looking props. So when we think of Perkins, we think of family restaurants, the breakfast heritage, and I gotta say, you gotta love a place where you can get a burger and then a short stack for dessert, right?
Very true.
But when you look at Perkins' sign, it is actually Perkins Restaurant and Bakery. And today we're going to talk a little bit more about the bakery part.
That's great. Well, bakery is in our name, and it's actually been there since 1985, although we've been open since 1958. So you're right, we've got some added benefit to that. We have some great new things for the holiday, which is outstanding. We're back to having our bakery boxes, and we also have some new cake pies that are pictured here in front of us.
So what's a bakery box?
A bakery box is the box that you see here. We have different gift boxes, and in the gift boxes, we put anywhere from cookies to brownies. The one on the table here has macaroons, red velvet brownies, chocolate brownies, and then sugar cookies and chocolate chip cookies.
And they're all these perfect sizes. They're just these little sort of 1 or 2 bite kind of things, and I love the mix. Can you customize that?
Oh yeah, you can do whatever you like. We have a standard order, but if somebody wants all chocolate chip cookies instead of sugar, we gladly take care of it. And the bite size is nice because if you have a book club or you want to take something to church or you want to have an office event and everyone's bringing a potluck, it's super simple to stop at Perkins, pick up a box, and you're good to go.
And there's a little something in there for everyone.
Correct.
Yeah, then rather than just picking up a whole thing of cookies or something like that.
Yep, that's very
Love
true.
that. And they're beautiful too. They look really fantastic.
Yep, we have outstanding bakers.
So you mentioned cakes. What
Yep. Actually, in front of us, we have cake pies. We have a red velvet cake pie here, and then we also have a double chocolate cake pie over there, which is really a cake pie, literally a layer of pie and a layer of cake.
That was my next question.
Correct. So it's double layered, and you get a cake and a pie all in one box.
Again, making everyone happy.
Correct, exactly. And these are our 2 biggest sellers for the holidays currently, and they will take us all the way through Christmas into January. But then after January, they'll be gone. So if you don't get them now, you won't get them till next year.
So they're a limited holiday edition.
Correct, exactly.
Wow. Now I can see these would be great hostess gifts as well if you're stopping by, and or just maybe to take home for yourself, maybe.
Yep.
What are some of the other products that are really hot right now?
Well, our French silk pie, which we have in the middle there, is one of our #1 selling pies for Christmas.
That one right there. I love those curls on top.
I know, they're beautiful. It's actually 7 different types of chocolate inside that pie. So it's super rich but super good.
Do you see my look? I'm like 7?
I know, you're
I'm
like,
trying
what?
To figure, what are the 7? What are the 7?
Yeah, don't make me name the 7. I don't know that I can come up with them. But we also have a caramel apple pie, which is a baked pie. That's our 2nd best-selling pie. Great right out of the box, so you can heat it back up. You can throw ice cream on top of it. That makes a lovely dessert also for everyone.
You know, I was reading that between Thanksgiving and Christmas, Perkins, I think last year, sold 400,000 pies.
Yes, we did.
Just in that holiday stretch.
Yep, you
That's
are
a lot
right.
of pies.
Yep.
Must be doing something right.
Well, it's good pie.
Let's see, ready to bake or ready to buy items. What are some other ideas for folks?
Well, we have actually display tables in each of the restaurants. So if you're short on time or energy as the holidays roll around,
Right.
you can stop in at the store. There's a bakery display there. You can pick up everything you need all ready to go. If you're concerned and want to call ahead, that's great too. Give us a 2-hour notice or a 12-hour notice and we'll have everything boxed and ready for you to go.
I've heard that. So you can call ahead and make sure that you have them. It's not like they won't be in stock because you can
Correct.
create them right there.
Exactly.
How
We bake
nice.
all of our products on property, so even if we happen to be out for this second, we could have everything made in an hour.
Great. So coffee cakes was something else I've noticed. How popular are they these days?
This is actually the first year back for coffee cakes at Perkins, and we have a lemon blueberry and we have a cream cheese coffee cake. The cream cheese coffee cake is actually outselling the lemon blueberry currently, and they're going over much bigger than we thought they would. Like, people are back into coffee cakes for breakfast.
Interesting.
It's neat, and they're very good. I mean, they're super moist. You can cut a slice as big as you want, so if you just want a small slice instead of a big slice, you can, have at it.
Wonderful. Well, they sure look fantastic. They even smell better. I wish you could get that through the camera. They smell fantastic. Thanks for bringing them in. Thanks for coming in today.
You're welcome.
So whether it's gift giving, entertaining, or just enjoying at home, check out Perkins. We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'd like to introduce our next guest. At age 61, he decided to come out of retirement to pursue a dream of opening a distillery here in Wisconsin. So after studying about stills, buying one, assembling one from Germany, he opened up shop on Madison's southwest side. With me, I have Nick Quint of Yahara Bay Distillers. Thanks for coming in today, Nick.
Thank you for having me.
And that was 8 years ago, by the way.
That's correct.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
So that was in 2007 that you finally opened up shop. What's changed over these years?
Well, a lot has, it took a few years for the whole concept, I think, to catch on. I'm not sure people believed that a small distillery could make really good products. But what has changed is that people have accepted the fact that a craft distillery can make good products. We started out making 2 products. We now make close to 40. We're distributed in about 20 different states. And we started out with just family member volunteer labor, and we now have 12 employees. So it's, and we've grown to a point where actually next year we're going to have to expand our facility somehow.
Wow, so much for retirement.
Yes, this is retirement. This is it.
I think I remember reading that when you finally got that still assembled and you made your first, was it vodka?
Vodka.
That you were even kind of surprised. It was pretty good. You said, hey, we can do this.
Everything was experimental at first.
So we're in the land of microbreweries, and the distilleries are becoming a little more common now. So how do you think that your spirits are different from some of the others?
We're a lot different, especially from the big mass-produced brands. We take our time distilling. We do very small batch, anywhere from 25 to 90 gallons is a huge batch for us. We use as much Wisconsin ingredients as we can, and we're very careful and slow, methodical about distilling, and that's important to a lot of those different products. So we just take our time. Quality is the most important thing to us.
If you're going to do it right.
Do it right, yeah.
Yeah, and some of those local products, we're thinking like apples and cranberries and things like that.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
Right now, this is, of course, the end of the apple season. We're still working on apple brandy. We will for the next couple of months.
I love that with the local products. That's great. So I also know that you do tours.
Yes.
And how do people come by? That's an opportunity to see the place and taste the products.
You can go to our website and schedule tours for weekends, but on Thursday nights from 5 to 9, our public house is open to the public. We have free food, free tours, free tastings. We have an open bar, cash bar, and a lot of times live music. This Thursday will be Wheelhouse, pretty popular Midwestern group. So
This is every Thursday?
we're open every Thursday, yeah.
Wow, okay. And actually on those Thursday nights, do you have a discount when people
Yes,
come?
usually you do 10% off for anybody
Okay.
who comes.
And I think I read that you have an art gallery
Yes.
as well, thanks to your wife's suggestion or insistence, perhaps.
My wife's an artist. Part of the deal of building this is she got an art gallery. So we allow local artists to come in about every 6 weeks, hang their work. We don't charge any commission. It's all pretty much free and volunteer, so it's a lot of fun.
That's really neat. Local products and local artists. Love that. Let's talk spirit of the holiday, and if you've got some good gift ideas for folks.
Yeah, our bottles themselves have already been pretty popular, and we still have a few do-it-yourself whiskey aging kits.
Oh, really?
We've had those for about 5 years, but we're running out. The newest thing this year is the sample pack. You have 4 different mini bottles with
Okay.
recipes, and we can make up various gifts when people come in.
So a customized gift?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. I like the do-it-yourself idea. That's such a popular thing these days. One more thing, because we're almost out of time. You won a prestigious award.
Yeah, last spring we won, as a complete surprise to me, a Wisconsin Family Business of the Year award.
Really?
And we were the only company in Madison to win one. It's called the Spirit of Madison. And we currently have 3 generations working there, but every employee, anybody working there is part of our family. I mean, they're all included in events. So, and we've had a lot of different events at the distillery, weddings. One chamber turned it into a football field with Bucky Badger. So we try to keep as much fun in it as we can.
Wow. Well, congratulations. You've accomplished a lot in your 8 years. This is Nick Quint of Yahara Bay Distillers. Thanks for stopping by. We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Well, e-cigarettes have been around for a while, but they've become especially popular in more recent years. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about how they work and what they are, you'll want to meet our next guest. With me, I have Mia and Angel of Infinite Vapor. Thanks for stopping by today, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
So e-cigarettes, let's start out at the beginning. What are they?
There are 3 basic components to an electronic cigarette. You have the battery, the tank, and then there's a coil inside that turns the liquid into vapor. It's the same from the basic starter pen up to the advanced kits.
Okay, so there's a battery, a coil, and one other thing?
The tank, which holds the liquid.
Okay, all right. And so how does it work?
You put it all together. Oops.
This is new for me.
And then you just push the button as you inhale.
Okay. And what's the liquid inside?
Well, the liquid inside has 3 to 4 main ingredients. It has artificial flavoring that you have in everyday products, PG, which is propylene glycol, that's commonly found in inhalers. That's actually what gives e-cig users that throat hit that tobacco users are accustomed to.
Okay.
And then it also has VG, which is used as a sweetener. It's found in frostings, whipped creams, you name it, but that's what produces the cloud or the smoke-like vapor that comes out.
Okay, so you listed 3 or 4 things. Before cameras were rolling, we were talking about how many ingredients there are in an actual cigarette. What was that number?
There's roughly 3,000 different ingredients crammed into a cigarette.
3,000 versus 3 or 4 in this. And is there nicotine in this?
Yes, there is. You don't always have to have nicotine. You can actually even have vitamin C or vitamin B12. But if you so choose, we will start you out approximately where you are at with using your current tobacco products. That way we can wean you down. There are various different levels, so when you're ready, you switch down, and slowly but surely you are still getting the nicotine cravings cut and that oral fixation, but eventually brings you down to 0. So at that point you can choose if you want to quit vaping or not.
Okay, so it's helping people quit by weaning them off the tobacco. And that was interesting. You mentioned I guess the oral satisfaction of holding and using that. And I kind of forget about that. So it's kind of twofold in that way. And it does help people quit?
It definitely does. It's helped me personally. I used to be a pack and a half a day smoker, depending on my stress level. And I made the switch, and I quit in a day.
A day?
Mm-hmm. Same day. Like, never went back to cigarettes. I tried one once and was completely disgusted. Could not stand the flavor anymore.
That's pretty amazing. You know, I've heard so many times how difficult it is to quit that addiction. So, well, congratulations on making your step there. You mentioned a giveaway, I think, of this particular item. Is that right? So tell me about that.
So we actually started off with 2,500. We wanted to make the largest impact known to date in the vaping industry, and
As Infinite Vapor?
yes.
Okay.
And because up until this point we've helped thousands and thousands of people, and we started off in Sioux Falls, and the response was so strong, it was overwhelming. So we bumped it up to 4,000. What people will do is bring in their ID. We'll ask them a few questions about their current habits, have them pick out their favorite color that they would like for their pen.
That's important.
It's your all-day accessory. Then they'll go and try the flavors. We'll assess the nicotine level and show them how to use it from top to bottom so that they leave feeling confident in their product and in their choice that they're making.
And you're giving it away?
For free.
That's amazing. Wow. And the timing's actually really good with New Year's coming, and people probably have New Year's resolutions and that kind of thing. When does that giveaway start?
Giveaway started a few weeks back, but we are launching the Wisconsin giveaway at the Milwaukee, Madison, and Spooner location this weekend. So it goes Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay, so give us dates actually.
Friday the 11th and 12th and 13th.
Okay, all right. And go ahead and mention the different locations again.
The locations, we have one on the west side of Madison on University. We have one on the east side in the Atwood location. And then we have one in Waukesha, one in West Allis on Highway 100, and one in Milwaukee, just north of the bar scene on Water Street. And we also just opened one in Spooner.
All right, wow, that's many locations. And it sounds like you really take care of your customers and make sure they understand what they're getting and learning.
That's my favorite part of my job, is helping people.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you very much for your time today. Enjoyed learning more about that. Thanks to all of our guests today. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Talk of the Town.